As protesters decry their capitalist policies, the International Monetary Fund meets, and the prescriber of austerity reflects on the state of world economic progress.
The recovery is underway, but unemployment in most countries is still too high.
This worry over jobs comes as Greek labor unions announce fresh protests over IMF policies they accuse of making their country's economic and job situation worse. Austerity measures, public spending cuts, tax rises, and privatization. Part of the IMF doctrine for debt crisis management is now imposed on Greece, a policy that has been forced on many developing nations for decades.
I think most Western policymakers think that it's just imposing tough love.
Tough love marked by reliance on the free market and not on the role of the state, that critics like economist Gerald Epstein say hurt these countries and contributed to the financial meltdown, just as leaders of these institutions brace for another.
We are one shock away from a full-blown crisis. The financial crisis taught us that prevention is better than cure. We cannot afford to forget that lesson.
But a group of thinkers believe the curriculum is all wrong. Behind this very door, the International Monetary Fund was signed into being by world leaders decades ago. And behind these doors, a different group of economic and policy leaders have gathered together who believe it's outdated and needs to be rethought altogether, calling for a shift away from Western dominance and thinking.
We've really been looking at this through our problems and our lens, and most of our countries have not been subject to IMF programs.
But even as some of those countries that have, such as Brazil, as part of the BRICS bloc, call for a greater say in the IMF, some don't see any real change in the works.
I expect that the next president of the World Bank will be an American, and the next managing director of the IMF will be a European, broadly construed, and that's the same pattern we've had since those institutions were established.
Despite the limitations to global economic effectiveness.
Yes, of course, and that's a major limitation and a major weakness of their governance. But again, it's not going to change anytime soon.
A warning over what could be in the pipeline as the IMF talks austerity with Portugal to secure its debt crisis loan lifeline, and an economically strapped Egypt talks about getting billions in soft loans from the bank.
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
Lauren Lister, RT.